Hold on to your seats, because today we're exploring the world of America's rarest and most coveted quarter-dollar coins, where even a tiny minting flaw can turn an ordinary coin into a multi-thousand-dollar treasure. Welcome to this exciting journey, where we uncover some of the most valuable quarters in U.S. history. Stick around to find out which ones could be sitting in your pocket right now. Top 1 in the world of rare coins today, the 1974 quarter has become an extraordinary treasure, highly sought after by collectors. In 1974, a small, seemingly insignificant coin was minted in the United States, a coin that would later become one of the most fascinating and valuable in the history of American numismatics, the 1974 USA quarter-dollar coin. At first glance, the 1974 quarter may seem like just another part of everyday American currency, but as we delve into its history, design, and the collector's world, we'll discover that it holds a far greater significance. This coin is a perfect example of how the seemingly mundane can evolve into something much more extraordinary with time, rarity, and the intricacies of minting. The quarter dollar, a coin that had been part of U.S. currency for centuries, carried a particular symbolism. Since its redesign in 1932, George Washington's image had graced the obverse of the quarter, celebrating the bicentennial of his birth. His face, cast in bronze and silver, stood as a reminder of the country's revolutionary roots and the spirit of independence. The quarter, with its bold, simple design, became synonymous with American identity. Yet, as we entered the 1970s, the world was changing. The country was in the midst of turbulent times, political upheaval, the conclusion of the Vietnam War, and the Watergate scandal had all shaken the nation's confidence. Amidst this, the quarter, much like the country itself, was caught in a transition, holding on to its past while simultaneously standing on the cusp of a new era. But for all its historical weight, the design of the quarter had remained largely unchanged for over 4 decades. The George Washington portrait remained the same, etched in the same style, almost as if frozen in time. The symbolism of the bald eagle on the reverse of the coin, initially designed by John Flanagan, continued to echo America's strength, independence, and resilience. However, the winds of change were in the air, and debates were beginning to surface regarding whether it was time to update U.S. coinage to better reflect contemporary American life and values. While these discussions were important in their own right, the year 1974 would go down in history as the year that, despite the turbulence of the times, the design of the quarter remained steadfastly the same. At first glance, this might seem like a lack of ambition or foresight, but when we take a closer look at the minting process of the 1974 quarter, it becomes clear that this coin's significance extended beyond just the design. The production of the 1974 quarter involved a massive effort. Billions of these coins were struck that year by the United States Mint at multiple locations, with the Philadelphia and Denver mints working to meet the public demand for circulating currency. The scale of production was massive, yet it was the subtle, almost unnoticeable imperfections in some of these coins that would elevate them into the rarefied realm of collector's items. At its core, the minting process for the 1974 quarter was no different from any other year. The coins were struck with high-speed machines designed to produce thousands of identical pieces with precision. However, in any large-scale manufacturing process, there is always the possibility of error, an error that, in the case of the 1974 quarter, would turn out to be highly valuable. Though most quarters from this year are of average value and quality, some of these coins bear defects or anomalies that have made them highly prized by collectors, experts, and investors. One of the key factors contributing to the rarity and value of the 1974 quarter lies in the concept of minting errors. These errors, though often seen as defects in the manufacturing process, can, in certain cases, add incredible value to a coin. A coin that is misstruck or has doubled inscriptions due to an error in the die, a key part of the minting process, can become far rarer than a coin that was struck perfectly. In fact, this is exactly what happened with some of the 1974 quarters, particularly those minted in Denver, which were struck with a variety of minting errors that would eventually turn them into coveted rarities. The most famous of these errors are the so-called double die varieties. In these coins, the inscriptions or designs on the obverse or reverse are not perfectly aligned. Instead, they appear slightly doubled, creating a unique visual effect that distinguishes the coin from others in the series. This type of error, while not particularly common, has occurred throughout U.S. minting history, but the 1974 double die quarter stands out as one of the most iconic and valuable examples of this phenomenon. The error was not immediately recognized by the general public or even by many numismatists at the time, but once it was discovered, the 1974 double die quarter gained instant notoriety for coin collectors. Finding a double die error in a 1974 quarter was like discovering a hidden treasure. A small change in the die during the minting process can have dramatic effects on the appearance of the coin, making it a rare and intriguing specimen. The doubled inscriptions on the coin, which might have seemed like a flaw to some, became the hallmark of a valuable and collectible piece. These error coins are highly sought after, and when found in excellent condition, they can fetch incredible prices. While the vast majority of 1974 quarters were minted with no significant errors and remain worth only their face value of 25 cents, the ones with these rare minting mistakes have transformed into prized collector's items. The allure of these coins lies in their scarcity. A coin that was originally mass-produced, circulating freely in the economy, suddenly becomes rare, and rarity is the key to value in the world of numismatics. As more and more collectors became aware of the value of the 1974 double die quarters, their prices began to climb. The scarcity of the error, combined with the historical significance of the coin, made it a must-have for serious collectors. This rise in demand sparked a surge in prices for the 1974 double die quarter. At the height of the coin's popularity, certain specimens sold for tens of thousands of dollars, surprising both seasoned numismatists and casual collectors alike. As time went on, the value of these rare quarters continued to grow, with some of the most pristine examples fetching upwards of $115,000 to $122,000 at auctions today. But why does the 1974 quarter, particularly the double die error, command such high prices? There are several factors at play. First, the rarity of these error coins plays a major role in driving up demand. Fewer than a few dozen of these error coins have survived in pristine condition, and even fewer are available on the market at any given time. Second, the historical context of the coin gives it added value. The 1974 quarter was produced during a time of significant political and social change in the United States. The Watergate scandal had rocked the country, President Richard Nixon had resigned, and the U.S. was grappling with the aftermath of the Vietnam War. Owning a coin from this period gives collectors a tangible connection to these turbulent times, making it more than just a piece of currency, it becomes a symbol of the era. Top 2, the 1985 USA $quarter coin is a hidden gem in the world of numismatics, a coin that's often overlooked but holds a fascinating story of rarity and value. At first glance, it may seem like just another regular quarter, but there's so much more to this 1985 quarter than meets the eye. As we explore its history, design, minting details, and collector appeal, you'll discover why this seemingly ordinary coin has become a sought-after treasure in the world of rare coins, with some specimens reaching impressive values in today's market. The 1985 quarter is part of the long legacy of U.S. coinage, but what sets it apart is the intrigue that surrounds it. By the time this quarter was minted, George Washington's image had graced the coin for more than 50 years, symbolizing the nation's founding ideals. The obverse features his iconic portrait, serene and dignified, while the reverse depicts the mighty eagle, a symbol of freedom and strength. These classic designs have become synonymous with the United States, with Washington's profile representing national pride and the eagle symbolizing the country's resilience. However, there's much more going on with the 1985 quarter than just its design. The minting process of this coin, though not groundbreaking in itself, produced subtle errors and variations that have fueled its rise in collector circles. It's these hidden gems, small minting imperfections, unique variations, and rare finds, that have made the 1985 quarter a coin worth paying attention to. Let's take a closer look at the fascinating world behind this seemingly humble coin. 1985 was an important year for the United States, and the economy was in the midst of change. The nation was experiencing economic growth under the Reagan administration, with an increasing interest in coinage as part of the broader discussion about American identity and symbols. The quarter, long seen as a reliable and familiar part of everyday life, remained largely unchanged in its design, but that didn't mean it would escape the quirks of the minting process. During the production of the 1985 quarter, a number of small yet significant minting errors occurred. These errors, which are often dismissed as flaws by those who don't understand their value, are actually highly sought after by collectors. An off-center strike, double die, or slight misalignment of the design can transform an ordinary coin into something truly rare. These imperfections make the 1985 quarter particularly intriguing, and collectors began to search for these unique variations, turning what might seem like an everyday coin into a highly prized treasure. In addition to minting errors, the condition of the 1985 quarter plays a huge role in its value. Most quarters, due to their widespread circulation, show signs of wear and tear. But the 1985 quarter, especially those that have been kept in pristine condition, are considered valuable. Coins that have been well preserved, free from scratches, nicks, or other signs of use, are highly coveted by collectors. A coin that looks as though it was just minted yesterday, with no signs of aging or handling, can command a premium price on the market. What really sets the 1985 quarter apart from other coins of the era, however, is the combination of its historical significance, subtle minting variations, and the growing collector demand. The 1985 quarter, like many coins from the 1980s, has gained attention because it represents a moment in time, an era when the country was shifting, and coinage became a symbol of the nation's ongoing story. Over time, coins like the 1985 quarter, which might have once been considered ordinary, have become more than just currency. They've become collectibles, pieces of history that have appreciated in value as they become rarer and harder to find in good condition. Let's talk about the value of the 1985 quarter today. While most of the 1985 quarters in circulation are still worth just 25 cents, those that exhibit rare minting errors or are in exceptional condition can fetch a significant premium. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for quarters with unique characteristics, whether it's a minor flaw that makes it distinct or a well-preserved specimen that looks as if it just left the mint. A 1985 quarter in good condition with no visible signs of wear could easily fetch a few dollars, but it's the coins with notable errors, like off-center strikes or doubled dies, that really make waves in the market. These special variants can be worth much more. Some collectors have reported paying as much as $117,000 for an exceptionally rare 1985 quarter, especially if it features a minting error that adds a layer of uniqueness to it. The value of a 1985 quarter is determined by several factors: its rarity, the type of minting error it features, its condition, and of course, the demand from collectors. Coins with off-center strikes or noticeable doubling of the design can be worth hundreds of dollars, and those in mint condition with no wear and tear can also fetch impressive amounts. As the years go by, fewer and fewer of these coins remain in circulation in good condition, which only increases their value and rarity. For collectors and investors, finding an uncirculated 1985 quarter with rare errors or in pristine condition is like discovering a hidden treasure. As the coin's value continues to rise, especially in auctions and private sales, more people are beginning to take notice. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a novice just starting to collect, the 1985 quarter represents an exciting opportunity to own a piece of American history. The growing interest in the 1985 quarter also speaks to a larger trend in the world of numismatics. Coins that may have once seemed insignificant are now being recognized for their potential value. With more collectors getting involved, especially those who specialize in rare or error coins, the 1985 quarter has become a valuable asset in the world of coin collecting. As the number of uncirculated and error-filled examples dwindles, these coins become more desirable, and their prices continue to rise. Top 3. The 1998 USA $quarter coin might not catch your eye when you spot it in your pocket change, but in the world of numismatics, this unassuming coin is hiding a fascinating story. What many people don't realize is that this particular quarter has a surprising appeal for collectors, with certain rare variants reaching jaw-dropping prices. Though most 1998 quarters are worth only 25 cents, there's more to this coin than meets the eye, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why the 1998 quarter has become one of the top contenders in the world of coin collecting. The story of the 1998 quarter begins with its iconic design, a continuation of the familiar Washington quarter that has been in circulation since 1932. The obverse features a well-known portrait of George Washington, forever tied to the history of the United States as the first president of the nation. On the reverse, the coin retains the familiar eagle design, a symbol of strength and freedom that has graced the quarter for decades. Though the design remained relatively unchanged, 1998 marked the beginning of an exciting new chapter in the world of U.S. coinage. 1998 was a pivotal year for American coins, as it was the first year of the 50-state quarters program. The U.S. Mint decided to honor each state in the Union by releasing a series of quarters, each featuring a unique design that reflected the state's history, culture, or iconic symbols. This groundbreaking program would span from 1999 to 2008, and the 1998 quarter acted as the precursor to what would become one of the most successful and widely collected coin series in U.S. history. While the coin released in 1998 was technically part of this larger program, it was not yet the start of the state-themed quarters, but rather the groundwork for what was to come. The first 50-state quarter to be released was for Delaware, the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. The Delaware quarter features an image of Caesar Rodney, a famous figure from the American Revolution, depicted riding horseback to cast the state's vote for independence in 1776. The coin's design pays tribute to Rodney's pivotal role in American history and Delaware's key part in the nation's founding. However, while the 1998 quarter began the journey of state representation, its true significance lies in its connection to the overall program. For the general public, the 1998 quarter may seem like just another piece of currency, but for collectors, it holds a unique place in numismatic history. Coin collectors have always been drawn to rare and unusual coins, and the 1998 quarter is no exception. Even though most of these quarters were produced in large numbers and circulated widely, a small percentage of them featured minting errors or anomalies that make them incredibly valuable. Minting errors can drastically impact the value of a coin. For example, a 1998 quarter with a misaligned die, off-center strike, or any other unique flaw can be worth far more than its face value. These types of errors are often overlooked by the casual observer, but in the world of coin collecting, they are treasures. While most 1998 quarters are found in typical circulation quality, the rare examples featuring noticeable minting errors are highly sought after by enthusiasts. In addition to minting errors, the condition of the coin also plays a major role in determining its value. Coins that have been in circulation for years often show signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, and fading from handling. However, certain quarters from 1998 have remained in pristine, uncirculated condition, and these unblemished coins are highly desirable. Coins with sharp details and no signs of aging fetch higher prices, as collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that look as though they just left the mint. As the years have gone by, collectors have grown increasingly interested in the 1998 quarter due to its historical context. The 50-state quarters program was an enormous success, captivating the nation and engaging people of all ages in the process of coin collecting. The coins became a national phenomenon, with people seeking out quarters from each state. The Delaware quarter, as the first release, holds a special place in this history, making it particularly valuable to collectors who are eager to complete their state quarter collections. It's a piece of U.S. history, as the 50-state quarters program helped bring coin collecting back into the spotlight. For those who are lucky enough to come across an exceptional 1998 quarter, its value can far exceed 25 cents. While most 1998 quarters are worth their face value, certain variations and flawless specimens have been known to reach astounding prices. The condition, rarity, and demand for specific coins have made the 1998 quarter an attractive option for serious collectors. If you happen to come across a 1998 quarter with a rare minting error, such as an off-center strike or double die, you could be looking at a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The highest value for a 1998 quarter can be found in well-preserved examples or those that feature a rare minting anomaly. Some of the most coveted quarters from this year are those that were not heavily circulated or those that were part of limited edition proof sets, which were specially made to appeal to collectors. These sets, which are typically sold directly by the U.S. Mint, often contain coins in immaculate condition, and these coins can command a significant premium. Today, a 1998 quarter with the right combination of rarity, condition, and collectible appeal can be worth as much as $44,000. It's important to note that this value is reserved for the truly exceptional examples of the 1998 quarter, those that have rare minting errors or remain in flawless condition. Most 1998 quarters in circulation are still worth just 25 cents, but if you happen to stumble upon one of these rare gems, you could be holding on to a piece of American numismatic history.